Good afternoon, my name is Amir Azhmukhambetov. I am a student of Nazarbayev University, Graduate School of Education, Educational Leadership School Education. Today I would like to present my speaking assignment number 1, From Practice to Perfection, within the scope of my course that I have taken this semester, Academic English number 2. So my presentation will touch the following topics, as you can see in my presentation. The first one, it is reporting findings of my writing assignment number 3, which is small-scale research projects that I conducted during this semester. The second topic is reflecting on my learning. I will discuss the things I have learned and improved using writing assignment number 3, using conducting my small-scale research. And the last one, it is applying my learning. It means that I will discuss how will I further apply my knowledge, my skills, while I will be writing my thesis paper. So, let's discuss the first topic, writing assignment number 3, which is small-scale research project. The title of my research project is How Does NAS Experience Help Mainstream Schools to approach the new assessment practice with an updated curriculum. So you all know that Kazakhstan initiated a transition to the updated education content. And after the collapse of the Soviet Union, Kazakhstani secondary school education faced many challenges as old curriculum, ineffective assessment practice, and so on and so forth. And as a result, Kazakhstan inquired different organizations to carefully examine the secondary school education and education in general. So, and one of these organizations, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, carefully examined secondary school education, and they revealed that curriculum needs improvement and ineffective assessment practice also needs improvements. As a result, Kazakhstan initiated the updated education content. And right now this transition is on. Many mainstream schools mainstream schools have been transitioning to this updated education content. And as you have realized, the updated education content, it is not only updated curriculum, but at the same time it is assessment practice, which is one of the important points, one of the important elements of school education. Therefore, as a teacher, as a person who is interested in updated education content, I would like to investigate to what extent Nazarbayev intellectual schools which have been chosen as the experimental platform which first appropriated the updated education content, and then right now they are disseminating the experience in mainstream schools. And as a researcher, I would like to know to what extent and how does an experience help mainstream schools, exactly pilot schools, to approach the new assessment practice. And the study employed a qualitative study design. And my data collection tool was one-to-one semi-structured interview. It was semi-structured because I addressed additional clarifying questions in order to get more accurate answers. And what about the sampling? I interviewed 2 teachers from 2 pilot schools. One teacher from public school number 10, one teacher from Sverdlovsk Sverdlovsk village public school. So both of these mainstream schools, they have become pilot school of NAS Kostanay, Nazarbayev Intellectual School in Kostanay. And since the very beginning of Nazarbayev Intellectual School, NAS disseminates the experience into this pilot school. So termly they organize workshops, seminars and open class lessons in order to help those mainstream schools. So, and also in my study I formulated the following research questions as how does NAS experience help mainstream schools to approach the new assessment system within the updated education content, and what are the attitudes and perceptions of mainstream teachers toward the NAS assistants. So, and right now let's move on to the results of my interview. As I have conducted interviews, then I transcribed it using specific software which is called Express Scribe. And on the initial stage I intended to use NVivo software in order to code and identify emerging patterns, themes and categories, but then I have made decision to do it by myself. And for my research project I have formulated the following goals, as you can see on the in my slides. Positive attitude toward NIS assistance, positive attitude towards updated assessment practice in general, negative attitude, and ticket is NIS help to approach the new updated practice, and cross means NIS did not help to approach the updated assessment practice. So here you can see the following quotes that I have taken from the transcript of my transcript of interviews, and here you can see that my research project actually revealed very positive results, and based on their answers we can come to the following conclusions that that teachers of pilot schools are very pleased with the help of NIS assistance, because using the help of NIS they have clarified many practical aspects of updated assessment practice. And for example, NIS helps them to establish this difference between formative assessment and summative assessment. They help them to make up very detailed, measurable criteria to assess the students, and as a result the academic achievement of students increased based on the responses of interviews responses. And at the same time they're very grateful for NIS teachers, because they obtained very precious knowledge from them, and each pilot school has got 2 magnetic schools, and as a result they disseminate further the experience of NIS school teachers. And in addition, also NIS school teachers shared with them the digest of ready-made formative tasks that also helps them immensely. And based on this piloting project, mainstream school teachers, pilot school teachers and NIS teachers were able to conduct joint lessons, joint open class lessons. I mean, they were able to conduct team teaching altogether. And based on this event, of course, they also enriched the understanding of updated assessment practice. So, and based on my activity, based on the task, writing assignment number 3, I would like to reflect on my learning and what about the things that I have learned and improved while completing the task. First of all, I have learned the research paper structure. Right now, I'm well aware of all the sections that I have to arrange in my paper. It is introduction, literature review, methodology, results, discussion, and conclusion. And also I have obtained some knowledge about conducting an interview, recording, transcription, software, note-taking, how to construct consent, how to communicate, how to arrange time, and how to attract people to be engaged in the interview, how to take into consideration ethical guidelines while conducting an interview. And at the same time, I also learned how to conduct qualitative data analysis. Of course, I learned some basic things connected to NVivo, even if I didn't use it in my small-scale research project. Nevertheless, I know some specific information how to do it properly, and how to identify emerging patterns, categories, and themes. And what about the writing skills? Of course, I enriched my understanding on how to review literature and how to synthesize various sources. Of course, I'm not confident enough that I did it well and properly in my writing assignment 3, but nevertheless I know how to synthesize information from various sources toward my argument. And of course I also improved my understanding of APA formatting, because in my writing assignment number 3 I used many sources, and I format them in different ways in accordance with APA guidelines. And what about applying my knowledge in my further learning activities? Of course, I will find credible scholarly sources, because I know right now I know many databases with credible sources, and I will use this knowledge to find very reliable and credible sources to my thesis paper. And I know how to synthesize information from sources. And one of the important things that I have done, of course, it is conducting a qualitative study. And I think, and I'm quite sure that in my thesis paper, in my thesis study, I will use qualitative research design. So that is all. Thank you for your attention. If you've got some clarifying questions that you would like to address me, you're welcome. And thank you very much. Goodbye.